Hi friends, happy Wednesday. It's going to be a pretty typical Wednesday in my life as a therapist, especially during a work from home day. I am currently at the 1 o'clock midday point and I haven't had any clients yet. I have most of my caseload in the afternoon and evenings on Wednesdays, so I get more of an open day during the morning and early afternoon. So I was able to get a bunch of notes done, a lot of documentation completed, which feels really, really nice. And I figured, okay, 1 o'clock, let me take a pause. Let me heat up some hot water because it is quite chilly today. It's definitely like raw, but I know the warm weather is coming. It felt really good. I was able to do an hour-long total workout. First I did a bar workout and then I did like a Zumba aerobics workout. The last couple of days, if not maybe the last like week or two, I feel like my workout routine has been so off just because of the women's cycle that happens every month, and I feel like that kind of threw me off this month. I was just way more tired and fatigued, so I was mostly just doing like Pilates, which is great, but I wasn't as energized to do more, I guess, sweaty workouts, if you will. So anyways, side note, just felt so good to be able to do that again today and feel like I'm getting back on track with that. Leading up to getting engaged, I was definitely so in the dark about what marriage prep looked like. I wanted to kind of document this for myself too, but also if there are any of you out there who have not yet gone through marriage prep and are curious about it, or maybe some of you already have gone through it or are in it now, I think it'd be kind of neat to bounce ideas off of you all, or just be like, okay, like what's your experience? Just yesterday with my fiance, finished our second meeting with the priest. I'll just give you guys a quick little synopsis about what those meetings have been like. The first one was 2 weeks ago. That first meeting was just all about him getting to know us as a couple, because we do go to different churches because we both live pretty far away from each other. Sometimes, as you guys have seen in my vlog, sometimes we'll meet like at a midpoint between where we live on Sundays to go to mass. With that being said, we both as a couple don't know that priest very well. I know him because he was my hometown priest, but he doesn't know me and my fiance as a couple, if that makes sense. So a lot of that meeting was about him getting to know us, right? Asking a lot of questions about what I do for work, what my fiance does for work, demographic questions, and then questions about our faith background, right? Were we raised in the church? How long have we been engaged? How long have we been dating? So he was kind of getting a general feel, it seemed, for us. He did ask a few questions that I thought were like really good, helpful. Things like, what do you think will be the biggest challenge in your marriage? How do you know that they're the one, right? So some really good questions were asked that really helped make us think and pause and reflect a little bit. We were able to kind of bounce some ideas off of the priest as well, as far as what we're hoping for, like for the wedding. When is the rehearsal, right? What time can we have a wedding mass? What days can we have a wedding mass? All those kinds of logistical questions were kind of initially brought out there on the first meeting. At the end of that meeting, we were told that we would meet about 2 more times. We'll also have to do 2 like virtual pre-Cana classes, like through our diocese. Those are like full days that we will attend, I believe, together online. As far as with the priest, our second meeting was yesterday. So during this meeting, we went through actually a legal document that the church requires. So just asked us some questions, again, things like, are you freely entering into this marriage, right? What is your occupation? What town are you from? Where were you baptized? Where are you intending to be married? And then after that, we did what was called the focus questionnaire or inventory. And this is an inventory that asks, I think it was like 150 or so questions. More questions depending on whether you were cohabitating or whatever. Because we're not cohabitating, we had to answer up to like question 150. As a mental health counselor and someone who loves, in my nerdy way, I love like questionnaires and inventories and assessments. I love that stuff. Anywho, I was really excited for this part of it. The different responses were either agree, disagree, or uncertain. So they asked a variety of questions that were so interesting to process. So questions like, do you and your future spouse agree on parenting roles? Do you and your future spouse agree on what role your faith will play in your marriage? Statements like, I am comfortable sharing my feelings with my future spouse, right? And so you put agree, disagree, etc. So that's just like a general, super wicked quick snippet of this really, really big inventory that we each had to fill out separately. At our next meeting, we will be, I guess, reviewing both of our answers, discussing those answers with the priest. It'll be a chance to just have more conversations about things that are really important prior to entering into a marriage. So if there are areas that we haven't really discussed, sounds like we're gonna get that opportunity to do so. And that will be in, I believe, 3 weeks. It's been going really, really well so far. You guys, I feel like one thing that I was not entirely prepared for was just how much wedding planning would kind of consume me. Not in like a sketchy, you know, concerning way. There are a lot of things to think about, a lot of things to plan. We're really trying to simplify as best as we can, but if you have ever planned a wedding and you are also a Catholic, you're in similar shoes of really wanting to focus on this sacrament. If you guys have any tips, tricks, advice, anything, please feel free to let me know. And not just for my sake, but again, if there are other people watching this who are in similar places, maybe we could all just learn from each other. I think it would be so easy to get swept up so quickly in everything that goes along with planning for a wedding. If you guys have any questions about this process that I'm currently in, feel free to let me know in the comments, because I'm happy to go more in depth about some of this stuff. I'm planning to make this a little bit of a series just because I know I'm going to be talking about wedding planning and marriage prep until that day comes. All right, friends, I got a little chilly, like really chilly, so I threw on this, which is, it's like a fleece wrap. If you guys couldn't tell, I love wraps. Which I know you guys see this one all of the time. It is like a part of me. It's always around. I promise once it gets hot enough outside, it will disappear from your sight until the cool weather comes back. I put this on my lap when I see clients. I feel like I operate better as a therapist when I am warmer, probably because I'm more comfortable. If you're cold, you're going to be shivering. I just feel like I'm not as effective when I'm a cold, chilly therapist. So anyways, I just wrapped up a few sessions. It is currently 4 o'clock, so I think I'm going to try and figure out what I'm going to do for dinner. So after dinner, I came upstairs and had some final sessions, and now I am done for the night. I think I'm gonna just get cozy, hunker down, probably hang out on the couch with a book, maybe my journal, just chill. Tomorrow's gonna be a busier full day of seeing clients, whereas today was more just like afternoon, evening. So tomorrow's gonna be a little bit busier. So I'm gonna try to just have myself a chill evening. I'm sitting here on the couch with a cozy blanket. I've got my journal and my Bible. It's 8:04 right now, and I just am so content to be sitting here. I just finished putting some dishes away, and as I was putting them away, I don't know why, but I just heard this in my spirit, and I want to share it with you all. And it was, "Come to me, the source of never-ending joy. Come to me, the source of never-ending joy. I just really felt so much peace and so much consolation hearing that in my soul and in my spirit. I want to share it with you guys because I don't know if you ever have days that are longer, more difficult, more down, right? If your mood is kind of low or you're just struggling, then going back to the source of never-ending joy is the solution, always. So often I think that we put our stakes into sources of joy that are fleeting and temporary, and we wonder why we end up back in a spot of feeling down. It's because we maybe enjoy those fleeting moments of joy from things like hanging out with friends, watching a show, going on a vacation, even just something small like treating yourself to a smoothie. I'm guilty. God did create those as sources of joy, of course, but they're only a mere shadow of the joy that He provides directly from Him and going to Him, the person of Jesus. That's the beauty of this life on earth, is that there's every single thing that is good is a reflection of Him, and it is just a foretaste of His ultimate joy and the joy that He provides, and a foretaste of the heavenly joy that we, God willing, will someday experience alongside Jesus. And so I just felt that I needed to share this with you guys because you know what? I need this message too. It's just a reminder that at all times, Jesus is accessible to us. Meditating on His life, meditating on His love, the Father's incredible love for us through the life of Jesus and the death and the rising of Jesus. And meditating on that and remembering that He is that ultimate source of joy. So if ever you're wondering where your joy has gone, or you're wondering why you're feeling down, or why you're feeling off, going back to that, right? Going back to those words, come to me, the never-ending source of joy. I just hope it can be a blessing to you guys like it's been to me today. That's why I share it, because I'm like, I needed that. Morning guys, it is a brand new day. I actually just changed from my work top that I was wearing because I just finished up with all of my Friday workday tasks. So I've seen my clients and I had supervision, and I am now, again, done for the day. I wanted to quickly show this to you guys because I had a couple of you ask in the comments where I found this amazing calendar and planner, which is genuinely probably the absolute best calendar and planner I've ever come across, especially the fact that it is Catholic and it is so comprehensive. There's so much in this calendar. You guys have seen in most of my videos me using this, and I actually got it from Tan Books. I went to try and find it on the Tan Books website, and unfortunately it is no longer there, which is very sad. But I did see that the 2027 edition appears to be online, which I was so grateful for. It's like, okay, that's a relief that they're not like discontinuing this calendar. Thank God, because it is so good. I did though end up finding this calendar if you guys are looking to get the 2026 version, because we are still in the midst of 2026. I was able to find it on a different website, so I will link that for you guys. I think it was a little bit more expensive on this website than when I originally bought this through Tan Books, so that is like, But just so you guys know, I will put the link in the description if you are looking to get this for yourself.